Alright, hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Hello there, VO. How are you? So I actually reloaded my save before I talked to Idiot Doom Spiral, because I was actually looking up where to find alcohol so he can tell me more stories, but in the process of that, I found out that this item that I have, that I gave him, apparently, it's actually bugged. And it's supposed to give you +1 physique, -1 morale. It's supposed to act like, you know, all the other alcohols. But for some reason, it doesn't go away. It's like a permanent stat buff. So I'm gonna use that whenever I can. Oh yeah, you said it was gonna be hot yesterday. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. It's actually not that hot here today. For me. Actually, let me see what the weather's gonna be like, because I'm going to go visit my family on the other side of the state here. In the morning. Now it's gonna be like 80 something tomorrow. Composure. Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. So, there's a lack of magnesium in me. My magnesium level is fine. Yes, it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. I need to mag it up. So, I need to mag it sideways. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form. I need to stop thinking about this. Thought gained, magnesium-based life form. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. Well, I'm not gonna take magnesium, I'm gonna take alcohol. Electrochemistry. Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Look at the bottle. Light reflects off the thermal cup. The borscht may not look like much, but doubtless it'll get the job done. Better pop it open before it gets cold. Interfacing. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. Volition. I don't know about this. Open the bottle. No, I'm not doing it. There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. What will be the repercussions if I take that sip? Take a sip. No, I'm not doing it. What will be the repercussions? Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox. Take a sip. A golden sun melts down your throat, its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again, a real cop, a real detective. Incredibly well done. Substance use, alcohol, Garcia's brew. Task complete. Find booze and drink it. Gained 30 experience. Tutorial. At the bottom right corner of the screen you'll see an alcohol button. Alcohol gives you +1 physique skills, blah blah blah. From the void we came, into the void we must return. It is that simple. I would know. It is that. Yeah, exactly. I just drink bottom shelf vodka myself. Thankfully, I think I'm immune to hangovers, so that's a weird real-life perk I have. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of beer. I need a lot of it to get drunk, because by the time I end up drinking all of it, I'm just full. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I need to call into the station to get info about the armor, about the serial number on the boots.
Sorry,
or something.
Sir, I still haven't heard back from the database
okay.
people. Try calling again later. It's 57.
Okay, that still hasn't come in yet. I think I need to talk to Kuno, because Kuno lied to me about the armor. I have to talk to him again.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I talked to Manana about the armor.
So?
He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me that you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway. He said you're now the king of the entire Jamrock.
Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him. Kuno's a man of his word.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like Jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Volition. Good idea. Yes, let's move on. I will remember this, Kuno. Harry remembers that. That's... Whatever, kid.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, Patterson Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Okay, I'm
Kuno
off.
doesn't fucking care.
Alright, let's see. What else do I have to do here? Find all the armor, take the... Oh, I found that stuffed bird. I can give it to Gart, but I'll do that before I sing karaoke. I have to listen to the Door Gunner Megamix. Question Kalisa about the dead man. I have to do that later. The Doomed, that's also talk to Gart. Find a working class husband, that's later. 2 signatures, that's later too. That's later. That's later. The Jamrock mystery, also later. Everything is later. That's... Who put the clothes in the trash? Who has the unauthorized access to the whirling area? Find the person and you'll know. It's later. Uncover the secrets hidden within. I forget what I have to do exactly for that. Sing karaoke, buy foul in the pants from Kuno. No. Just let me go back and explore some of the pinball machine stuff. I forget what exactly I have to do to trigger this objective to be done back here. Oh, there it is. What's this? Electrochemistry. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman, writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think Elise can see the bedroom from here. Let's see, what are these people doing in there? Finished thought. You lean closer to the peephole, instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Finished thought. Let's see. You clearly see footprints in the doorway carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last week or two. Let's have a closer look then. Crouch to study the footprints.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at you. Empathy. This is so good, it makes Kim forget the whole Kimball memory.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seemed like a secret route, behind Classia's room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look. Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. Perception sight. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. The prints look like one person went back and forth. This print doesn't look like the odd sole print we found in the at the hanging, Kim. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it?
Between that and that.
He points to the barred door. He points to the elevator doors in the corner, and then he points to the barred door.
No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging, Kim.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
Get up, conclude. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Let's move on. I guess now is a good time to inspect the bullet, because I forgot to do that earlier. Where is it? The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, date, and location the bullet was found. Island Empire. Beside his ordinary handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny shriveled head of cauliflower. What do I do with you, bullet? Feel the bullet through the plastic bag. The bullet has nothing more to say.
What?
The lieutenant steps closer. I said, "What do I do with you, bullet?"
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea. I don't know.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel the bullet through the bag. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. Feels cold. Enough through the bag. It feels cold even through the bag. Encyclopedia. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only, like pebbles of metal loaded with the muzzle, usually in a cartridge. Inspect the bullet closer. The jacket of the bullet is made of yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark gray core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. Look at the jacket. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet, like hairlines, linear. It feels standard. And the core? It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter. Wow, I actually know this.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Encyclopedia. Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Island Empire. Something tells you. Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that open for a while. Let's see. I have hand-eye, coordination 83%. Try to determine what type of weapon shot this. +4. Have a similar rifle on hand. +1. Aware of the name of the antique rifle you found. And +1 encyclopedia. Said this case. This came from a breech loader. Success. A rifle. Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter. From the surplus left over from the turn of the century, probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. Make? The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Bell McGraw rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber. Is anyone still making these rifles? No, but Zilger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there is still a lot of these old military rifles floating around. usually broken. The quality was appalling. Who uses Bell McGrave rifles these days? Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
The lieutenant jots something down in his notebook. I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell McGrave rifle. I mean, I have some ideas, but I can't be sure.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Why not? It's probably a good thing.
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Encyclopedia. Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Yeah, imagine. Certainly that wouldn't end well.
But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast. Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters? Have well-armed jamrock bangers started crossing over into Martinez? Yes, something mysterious is afoot with this antique bullet type.
Mysterious? Okay. Either way, we'll know when we find the gun.
The bullet has nothing more to say. All of the pieces are coming together. We've discovered from here that the, the window in Classia's room is broken, and the victim was killed by a sniper rifle. Let's see. What else do I need to do? Well, I guess I can move down back to the coast. Oh, I think do I have a postcard I can sell or something? I do. I'll sell that real quick.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Alright, I got some more information on this. Is there anything in here? No. Oh, I can talk to the kids here. Lillian's twin. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the same stone, with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. You must be Lillian's twins. Is little Lily your sister? Point to the house. You guys look identical. Bye, kids, take care. The one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said that. The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His hand is too large for his shoulders. Oh, his head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Logic, wow. So intellectually stimulating. Is that your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it. It doesn't look like he knows what that means. That's... You guys look identical. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. This obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one says, yeah, I said that. The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. Composure. The rock kicker was just being shy. But now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
The lieutenant remarks with evident glee. Yes, I am. That's... And what are you, Kid Master General? It's impossible to be good with kids. They're too stupid. It's...
You're right there. Let's see if we can find some police work, shall we? We're not getting anything here.
He looks at the little scruffian, and then you. Children are stupid. The scruffy-haired little kid laughs, as though in agreement.
You're stupid.
The other one tells him, suddenly very serious. Okay, how about the policeman asks you something else now? I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna leave and not talk to you anymore. Leave.
Okay.
Oh, bye. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. The beams are splintered. The bridge doesn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. That would be amazing. Rust-eaten letters read Mazut. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Noland Vinique Quiche, I don't know, an unsuccessful model. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Hole, full of holes. Could be the post-hide treasure. Look inside. Oh yeah, it's, this is where I was looking at where to get alcohol. And it's like there's a hidden inside these posts is a beer. I'll need that for later. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Getting all of the money here. The sign reads, Saint Brune, 1147. A dead phone. Smashed receiver like someone hung up too hard. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Oh, this is... I'll do that in a bit. Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Trash from some unending party. A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Interfacing, barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A strong gust of wind might be enough. What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Push the eternite over. The pane falls onto the icy snow with a soft thunk.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
The lieutenant gestures towards the young woman next to the tent. I'll do that. In a bit, let's see. This is someone's home away from home, just like yours. Tent flap. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric, covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open inside. 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Andre. Authority. It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is. Squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Esprit de corps. I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker. The big kind they use for live music. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nosafed Ultra. Andre, you see a youngish man, bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, oh yeah, hello, shake his hand. Don't shake it. His grip is strong, sweaty and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse. Noid.
Noid, the young man with earrings, looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
Egg, he yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized? Why are you here?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Rhetoric. That means they haven't set a single one yet. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted?
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
Volition. An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it. Enough histrionics. Oh, what are you talking about? I forgot to, put this thing in the thought cabinet. There we go. How much is that? An hour and 15, okay. Enough, histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads.
Dopeheads.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that. The world.
The world.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
Composure. He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Rhetoric, good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert on those. I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head gravely. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What exactly do you mean, spooky? Spookiness is not a matter for police investigation.
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it. Tell me more. Get the task. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first, not now. The police have more important things to do right now, kid.
All
Get the
right, man.
task. He claps his hands enthusiastically. Empathy. Andre is obviously very happy. You took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. What's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet. Who exactly are the people inside the church? You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes? I want to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key? How long have these people been locked in there? Right, other questions.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Oh, here we go. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool-infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Reaction speed, 58%. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Or let it fall to the ground, then pick it up, like a normal adult person. Success. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Catch it. Reaction speed. Ka-ching. The key hits your palms. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. Bask in the glory. Thanks, man. Played cool. The speed freaks nod to you. Authority. A respectful nod. You proved something here. How long have these people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? This is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper citizens' behavior, and I endorse it.
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Encyclopedia. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby.
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
What does that even mean? Yeah, I catch your drift. Sounds like nonsense. I get it.
I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
Volition. It feels good to be the smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it. Smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop, now would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you. You can stop buttering me up now, thank you. I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock? He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop. Right, other question.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are the people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them, and you want the police involved. Better safe than sorry. Anything more, you can tell me.
Well, there's also the machinery.
Island Empire. This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Bowls of water.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone, or something, eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you? Can you tell me more about this machinery? So, how can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't even seen them?
Like, you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Human. Rhetoric. Not human. As in a ghost? Do you know what he means?
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Encyclopedia. Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known for climbing walls. Are you sure there was a crab man? Ambush behavior. Nod. Crab man.
Crab man!
Crab man.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Logic. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Rhetoric. This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he's attempting to weaponize idiocy. Wow, you can't? But you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
Oh, hello there, Sammy. How are you? I'm doing pretty good.
Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Rhetoric. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagogy. Let's see. Before we go on, what do you mean by Bataran? Mask it. Now humor me, Andre. What is this founding party? Don't mask it. I don't even know what the founding party is.
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
Oh, it's going pretty good. One of my favorite interactions in this whole game is coming up soon, so let's look forward to that. Let's see. And nod. Good. Now let's talk about something else.
Yes?
I want to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. What's with all the nosafed?
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled too. About another thing.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Drama. It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why? It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent. There's another thing.
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
Let's see. It's mixed with laundry detergent. He sniffs the air, then shrugs. Logic. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who have done their fair share. Perception sight. However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated, so not under the influence right now. Encyclopedia. At least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this? Oh, welcome back, Vio. No, I walked into a tent and I found these 3 cool guys. And they're telling me about the church behind them and how they locked some people who were in there because they thought that they were ghosts. And they thought they were bad people. So they locked them into the church for about a week. And they're about 70% sure that they're not dead yet. What's with all the nosafed?
The what now?
Point to the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot lying around. The whatever. I wanted to know about another thing.
Oh, the old Ultra.
Oh, and one of my favorite interactions in the whole game is coming up soon. Drama. He's like an actor, looking to the Sulafure for his line.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Tell me another thing.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Good. Now on to the next thing. Can I have some? There
Sure.
we go.
Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Okay, that's enough. Logic. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. +1. Unexplained ether smell. +1. Unexplained nosafed. -2. Convinced you're a smart cop. 17%. Let's see, it's a white check. I can redo it. Let's see. Nothing. Well, first of all, you're a smart cop, and a smart cop like you would understand if something wasn't quite right, so this should be easy. Rub your chin. What's the gist of it? The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. And this is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music without this smelly old tent. Imagine you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. Volition, it still feels as if you didn't quite go as it should have, but... And I'll have to come back for that.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Oh. Okay, here's the person with the... This is gonna be something. A shaggy-looking girl, in her late teens or early 20s, kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
She must be Estelle, the last of the Speed Freaks posse. Empathy. It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Electrochemistry. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. You must be Estelle. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? So, you want to party? I have some questions for you, Leave. Need a hat.
Huh?
Perception hearing. Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder. I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what I say the law says. I should and I do point to your hat. We're done here. I'm the law.
Real cool.
Perception hearing. Way to go. Abuse that power, man. She says, I think you can't hear it. She bats away from your questions like flies. She's not intimidated by mere police officers. And what the law says, you have to wear a hat in this weather. So keep that in mind while I ask you some questions.
What kind of law says that?
The hat law. The law of seasons. You'll get sick if you don't. What are you even talking about? We're done here. The hat law.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
Oh, here it is. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law. Regain authority in her eyes. 8%. Lots of feelings. Feel it up. Way up. Oh my god, fuck the hat? Is that what you just said to me? I can't believe you told me to fuck the hat. You're saying it really loud, but it's not coming out right. Maybe add more indignation. So I should just take this hat I'm wearing and fuck it, right? Point to your head where the hat is located. Engage in sexual intercourse with this hat right here in front of you because you told me to? On the sea ice? Right here on the sea ice? More. Give you a little ice cop hat fuck show? Puff your cheeks as if you can't even breathe from the sheer indignity of the affront.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
The girl is visibly shaken. The lieutenant is watching the scene unfold before his eyes, unsure how to react. Is that how you see me? The girl looks down, slowly curling into a ball. Empathy. That's it. You've earned it. Start crying. Life's hard. Start crying. Anyway, I can't believe You used obscenities like that in front of a police officer, and you should start crying. The young woman has kept her eyes trained on the wires, waiting for the sorry spectacle to end. But it's gone awfully quiet up there. Then, the sound of sobbing. Looking up, she sees a grown man on the wrong side of 40. His face bloated from alcohol and God knows what else. Not so quietly crying.
This isn't really about the hat, is it?
No, it is. It so is. Wipe away the tears. Anyway, I can't believe you would use obscenities like that. It is.
Okay, sure. You're not the only one with issues. I self-medicate. Shit, life's a horror, you know. Crying helps, though. Get it out your system, and then maybe we can talk, okay?
It didn't, there was actually an interaction there that was, I guess it didn't happen because it's too late in the day, but, what can happen is the two police officers from Precinct 41 that came down to, investigate us and see how the case is going, they're actually watching us from the binoculars from across the river and, like, making fun of us the whole time. I guess it's too late in the day, though, for that to work. That's one of my favorite, just weird interactions in the game. The police officer having a mental breakdown in front of the random citizens of Revachol. Kim, having looked away during the final phase of your little episode, the lieutenant now addresses you.
Do you want to talk about what just happened?
That's probably a good idea. What's there to talk about?
Normally, I'm opposed to discussing one's feelings, especially on duty. But I think this is an exceptional case. So, what do you think happened?
Drama. 'Tis possible thou'st couldn't persuade the lieutenant. 'Twas a way of thy unorthodox method. But can thou persuade thyself? A crygasm. I experienced a minor malfunction. I'm okay now. Drama. 42%. Convince yourself that you didn't melt down just now. 'Twas nothing. It's a crygasm.
What?
It's when you totally break down, and it feels a little better afterwards. I don't know where I got the expression from. I may have just invented it. I experienced a minor malfunction.
In the future, could you please refrain from emoting too much on duty? The quasi-legal status of the RCM means we need to project strength twice as consistently as any other police force in the world.
Weakness is strength. Okay, I'll control my emotions.
Not when projecting strength. Then it's just weakness.
Sounds like a typical macho bullshit to me. Okay.
That may be so, but such is Revachol, and this is what is expected of us in Revachol.
Empathy. You get the feeling you're being handled with kid gloves because your cheeks are still soaking wet.
Glad to hear it was minor. Can you go on?
Yes, it is my duty after all. Absolutely. Superstars always get back up and try again. The end is near anyway. I might as well see this through. I can, and I'm sorry, Kim. I promise this is the last time. The end is near anyway. I might as well see it through.
Then, let's go.
So, like, seriously, what's eating you, man?
Empathy. There's a hint of pity in her eyes. Perception. Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. She's wearing thick black eyeliner. Most men wouldn't call her pretty. There's a manliness to her, a coarseness. Yeah, can we talk for a minute? The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there? I'd like to know more about your associates. What's that device you have there? What are you doing out here in the cold? You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why is that?
I was wondering when you would come around. What's up?
I guess there is something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
I think it's the plight of the working class. Everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. I think it's all the foreign people taking our jobs. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. The working class.
Oh, really?
The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible.
So the thing that's got you crying in front of strangers is social justice?
I haven't seen much of the world, but for what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. Sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle, and it's got me shaken up bad. No, that's probably not it, is it? Yeah, pretty sure. Now I had some questions about something else.
Yeah, man, they're pretty bad.
It makes me sick thinking about the thousands, millions, billions. How many people there are, actually? How many people are there in the world?
3.6 billion, not counting those in sale.
Really, that many? Reduces me to tears thinking that the 3.6 billion, and God knows how many more, in that Seoul place, crushed under the tyranny of the market.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Are you sure you're not just hung up on some chick, though?
Volition, perhaps. I'm positive. Now, I had some questions for you, before all this started.
Go ahead.
You guys told me, you went inside the church. What did you see?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
Rhetoric. She's less prone to blurting out crab man than the others. We'll see. Go ahead and tell me. You're right. Let's ask about something else.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on. That's not especially frightening.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Drama, come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail. Come on, quit stalling on me. What did it look like? Let's see. You're right. I don't believe you. You were wrong. I do believe you.
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
The lieutenant raises an eyebrow.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
A gangster crab man. Yeah, I don't believe you. You're wrong, I do believe you.
Why?
Seems too ludicrous for a lie. What do you stand to gain? Strange things happen.
I guess so. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
Just answer the question, please. What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
A rhetoric to the cops. What about you? Tell me something about yourself. Aha, okay. Maybe I'll ask about that later.
Me?
Let's see.
I'm a silver bird.
Aha, okay. Maybe I'll ask later about all this.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Oh my god, is the encyclopedia gonna come up? Oh my god, it is. Encyclopedia, your mangled brain would like you to know there's a boxer called Contact Mike. Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? What am I supposed to do with this? No idea. Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike?
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
No, I mean the boxer. Contact Mike.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
You know, Contact Mike doesn't just beat people up. Contact Mike is a role model. How does that thing work? Where'd you get the mic? The encyclopedia always just chimes in with just the most random bullshit. Oh, wait till the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center comes up later. Rhetoric. An entire litany spews forth. Yes, you heard right. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles. On second thought, screw Contact Mike. He's not a champion. You are. Look at you in front of a saggy tent. Pick up your nose. Picking your nose to drug addict music. The world of sports is in awe at your faith and dedication. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. There was something else I wanted to talk about.
Man, you are one weird cop.
This isn't about me. This is about your lack of respect for one of boxing's greatest. And yourself. I'd say it's about, normal. Now about that Mike. Not Mike. Mike.
You do understand it all just sounds like Mike to me, right?
How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Empathy. Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy? Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals.
Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down. On second thought, let's go back to the contact mic.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It means I'm hip beyond my years. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock. In the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hotel room. Neither do I, actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down? Grind?
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right. Time has deserted me. Never mind. Let's talk about the contact mic.
Sucks, man.
There
Is there something else?
There goes the
About
morale.
contact mic, perhaps?
Actually, I had some questions about the mic.
Okay.
Let's see. What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
And what is it you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
She scratches her forehead. Wait, what happened to the headphones? And what are those recordings for? The cracks and the footsteps?
My boyfriend sold them.
For what?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Drama. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. And what are these recordings for?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It turns out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden. Composure. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The waves of chill, the quivering jaw, indicates of a drug high. Speaking of which, I have to drink my alcohol again.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. You said it's supposed to be a music player. Did you mean the one Andre got planned the church?
Yeah, the boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
The boys?
Yeah, Andre and the guys, inside the tent.
Logic, and why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Didn't you see it yourself? It's mostly music stuff. Like this tape recorder, but bigger.
You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold? Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
Now this is where a hat would come in handy.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat.
Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. I forget if that actually takes your hat.
Go ahead.
So I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
As she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. Shivers. The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly creaking like bones, far east of the Golden Delta. Beyond the industrial port, there's a black part of an unlit coast, with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for andonic music here. Not in a million years. What is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Electronic instruments like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
Island Empire. You see clear, beautiful, violet flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. This is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. Anodic music, now I'm gonna find out what it is. What is it? Enough about the church.
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
I got it.
What do you need to know?
Enough about that, I had other
Go
questions.
ahead.
You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned.
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
Have you ever been questioned before? We do, don't we? Mind if I ask you some more?
Go ahead.
Empathy. 28%. The tape recorder lies on the ice. Like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Actually, time for me to...
Okay.
Well, let me... I have to wait for that to...
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Let's see. Magnesium-based life form. Bonuses from the thought. +2 volition. Magnesium receptacle glands. -1 logic. No such thing, man. And I don't think... Yeah, these two are almost... That one's almost done. It's got another hour and something. And also has it... Oh, these will pretty much finish up at the same time. I am a robot. I'm RoboCop. Not Hobocop, RoboCop. Oh yeah, I didn't
So
actually...
you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Never mind. I forgot to switch my hat. I forget if this actually takes my hat or not. I don't remember, so I'll use this one that I don't want.
So you talked to my associates?
Yeah, I'll help you,
Great.
alright.
Let
Let's
us
talk
know if there's
about
any
the
record-
coal...
I think I'm recording cracks in the eye. My boyfriend... I don't know. The musician... Anyway, I don't really...
Take this, your call.
No, man.
It's okay.
Give her your hat.
Thanks.
There we go. Yeah, okay, it does actually take my hat. Okay, it's a good thing I switched that, because I don't want that one. She puts it on. It's a bit large for her. You said it's supposed to be music... Oh, it's the same. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, that does actually. Give me a bonus chance to pick this up with empathy.
Hello again.
Fail. The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath, you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice. Oh.
Hello again.
No.
Hello
There
again.
we go. Success. The device is still warm from her touch. And heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns a yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice with the drugs wearing off. At your age, or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark. Put the tape recorder down. She looks at you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The people who built this world intended it for it to be better for you, but they failed. It's easier to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape recorder. The wind howls. She remains silent. Empathy. It's real. Tell her. It is not a childish fantasy. It is a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
Her shoulders shake a little. The dark. Nothing. If you got this, don't be scared. I'm once again reminded of how Contact Mike rose from the slums of St. Bastille to the top of the boxing world, overcoming adversity and serious brain trauma. Nothing is coming. Nothing would knock out in 3 rounds. The real fight is for the right attitude.
I can't believe this turned into another Mike thing. Fine. Okay, I'll stick to it. I'll knock it out in 3 rounds.
She takes the device from you and places it on her lap.
So, thanks, I guess, for the psych session. I guess that means we're even?
She smiles a little. Suggestion. She means your little small talk before, after your breakdown. It's all right, she means to say. You've returned the favor. There, that's one of my favorite interactions with a character in the game. Endurance. You see a seagull up there. Reminds you of anybody? No one comes to mind. Me? Kim? I'm not gonna have a seagull conversation. Finish the thought. No one comes to mind. You and the seagull are just alike. Why am I like a seagull? Think about it. The seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seagull was paradise once. They are birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting their shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. Hold on. Have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash? Fucking right. Whatever it takes to survive, I am the seagull. I guess I am a bit like the seagull. But I'm not like that. I'm still romantic. I'm a fucking seagull. Endurance. Own it. Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going. Let's see. Is there anything over here? Oh, I can't go that way. Okay. We got the key to the church. Oh wait, I forgot to. I have to listen to this tape before I forget. Where is it? Where is it? Where's oh, there it is. The Great Door Gunner Megamix. The porta reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. Play the tape. You push commencer and the tape starts spinning. A violent static and the machine starts to fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
Interfacing. He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
Hold it. The lieutenant presses the button marked Error to your porta reel. The tape stops spinning. What was that? The very end. Silence. What do you think? Who's this Cordy? It's Koi Hoi. What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated. What did he say he was gonna do? You can't edit words into someone's mouth. I think it all sounded right. Just letting off some steam.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. Esprit de corps. There's more going on here than we know. Was that at the very end? Silence.
End of recording.
Who's this Cordy?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
Who's Koi Hoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
Rhetoric, symbol of a soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in the civil environment. Okay then, remove the tape.
We've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Okay, enter the church. Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. Rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Open the padlock with the key. Inspect the carpentry. Look at the door closely. The carving on the door is blockite and angular. Like the church itself, two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. Run your hand over the beam. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine wood fit together seamlessly. It's too old, cut and carved many centuries ago. Open the padlock with the key. The good ending. Well, there is a boat, but we'll get to that later. If only. Just sail off into the Pale. And let the Pale consume us. Take a closer look at the padlock. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp of the staple screwed into the wood door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. Interfacing. It'll be easier to break the steeple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting somehow. Look at the sticker. You see a yellow circle with 2 X's, and a big curve below that. Looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. Conceptualization. There's something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. What makes it so modern? If you've seen this symbol before, point to it. Makes it modern. It's a contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense that the forces of future are at work here. Have you seen this symbol before? He takes off his glasses and uses the blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe and clean before inspecting the sticker. Then, he looks up, pauses, and replies,
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency? What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree. It's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead? Or does the dead guy not care that he is? What's the source of the irony here? Padlock, padlock, padlock.
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Open the padlock with the key, or try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. 97%. Interfacing. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now, it's stuck to your thumb. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover. Shake it off your thumb and throw it into the wind. Let's see. Style your paperwork. Looks like today was a gold star day. Open the padlock. The lock turns easily. You hear a click, and the shackles pop open.
Let's go.
The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors. Island Empire. As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. It's black halls and dusty machines. Then, the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city, a strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. More of the forked lightning patterns you saw outside. Bark beetles. No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. This grotesque wooden figure looks half-finished. A prayer book has been left open. Perception hearing. The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand, just in the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintness of hums. Logic. It seems that sound here is detached from the source somewhere, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. Perception hearing. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can. Stomp your feet and clap your hands. Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softness of whimpers. Half-light. It's unnerving. Stomp your feet. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence falls even more total somehow. Turn to Kim. What's happening? The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. Can't hear shit. Can't hear
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Empathy. His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Hey, what if it's something paranatural? It's probably nothing, just our imagination. Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. It's paranatural.
Please, detective, not this again.
Suggestion. He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment, he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena. Look up into the bell tower. Perception sight. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Perception sight challenging. Try to see beyond the shadows. This is a red check. You cannot repeat it, so let's hope it works. What if I don't want to know what's up there? Success. It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and is making its way towards you through all the other shadows. On the ceiling. Follow the shadow's movements. Blink. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you're seeing. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? On the ceiling? Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. Blink. You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Tiago. Maybe it's possible to talk to it. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones? Tiago. The shadow is a man, but a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He's studying you intently. Reaction speed. The crab man. Hey, who's there? This is the police. Show yourself. Say nothing. Be quiet for now. Are you the, crab man? The man leans forwards a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
I was about to use my alcohol right there, but I can't yet. It would have been funny. Encyclopedia. The accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk, and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol. The right place for what? What are you doing here?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Esprit de corps. I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Electrochemistry. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already, sheesh. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem. And it's been getting out of hand lately, but... I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Hide the bottle behind your back. Oh yeah, because I have it in my hand.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I saw you hide that control behind your back.
I'm doing just fine, thank you. Okay, fine. I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do. You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. This conversation is making me uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else. You don't know me.
I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bottle. Shit was dark, Holmes.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Volition. If the lieutenant agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention. Electrochemistry. Look at these crazies. What is this, a fucking intervention? For some reason, I feel like you have a point. Adjust your tie. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is. This is all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. What is this shit?
It doesn't matter who I am, Way. I'm just bringing you the message of the mother's love. She don't want you to hang yourself on your own stubbornness.
His words echo in the cold air of the church.
This is the church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. Rhetoric. You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he trying to throw you off your game? Composure. Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. Drama. 'Tis not an act, my liege, saving, perchance. He hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot. I think so. That's... You must be the crab man. Yeah, did I? Oh, yeah. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you. You must be the crab man.
I've known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider. If you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry. You just weren't moving like a human. Hey, it's your neighbors who come up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
Oh yeah, this is the church, and it has a big Dolores Day statue up there. We'll interact with that a little later. Harry's got some problems with it. We'll see. Logic. This is not the only technique he's working on. And look at those carved sculptures. And it's that satchel of tools over there. Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures? What at the nearest pillar? Let's keep moving.
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
Rub your chin. You've got some nice curves going there. Squint your eyes. These seem a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depictions of female bodies. Honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half-finished.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you doing before you became a crab man and a woodcarver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Shake your head. So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. Let's see. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. So you used to be in a gang, but you don't really remember it. Sounds convenient. It haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Authority. The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellas, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
If I lost my memory, I don't know what I would do. Nothing. Probably just be the same guy. Or not. My name is Harry. Extend your hand for greeting. My name is Harrier Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant Double Yefrater. I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. Name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
The memory thing reminds me of, I was gonna say I'd become a goat, but then I saw this documentary of this guy who actually made like this custom-made like suit, like to become a goat, and he like eats grass, and like it bends his arms so he can like walk around like a goat, and he hangs out with goats, eating grass with them. That's no, it's not like a fursuit. It's like it even has like this helmet that like bends his neck down. I can't really explain it without like showing it. Who is the mother of silence you keep talking about? What will happen once you drink from the perforation? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
Oh, that's no simple question, Essa. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
I'm looking up a picture of it. I don't see any... Oh, is this... I think this is... Okay, here's one. Here, can I look at this alone? Here's my desktop capture. There, it looks like that. He's got like the this is like a helmet thing on with like the stilts, and he's just hanging out with goats, and he actually eats the grass too. It's it's something. It's me. What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
A rhetoric. That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know, a thing or two about that. Yeah, it's like it's like a quad fursuit, but without the fur. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
A drama. Too gleeful those words. He's lying. Not to you. To his very own self. Faith is a kind of drug. I guess you have a point. Let's agree to disagree. I was being insensitive. Sorry, let's move on.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forget what the word for it is. It is too. Like when they like start acting like animals. Like, too much. There are drugs, darker than alcohol, circling your system.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the Mother's glory.
Can you sing for me? Sing for me something. It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Nah, singing is good. We should all sing a bit more.
I am from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Encyclopedia. Marietti is a mask style of music and dance commonly seen in all manners of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owning its peasant origins. Composure. He lost his cool there for a moment. It seems you hit some nerve. How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
I had other questions. Let's see. How long have, you've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, did they have a reason to be scared? So, what do you think about the nightclub, that is? I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. Their business looks promising. Turning a church into a nightclub, I have to say it's a great idea. You should support it.
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
half-light, though he used to, a long time ago. So what do you think?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Empathy. He said that in spite of himself, he's more attached to the human than he'd like to think. Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Visita is grandma? Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a Visita? Right. Thanks. I'll see if I can find someone else.
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is. Right, thanks. I'll see if I can find her another way.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So, you've got nothing else to tell me. How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs. Reaction speed, or search through her radio computer. Okay, thanks. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. A spider has spun its web around the wood-carved pole. Okay, I got the Mesk Bangers silk scarf. +1 pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with a cocky roosters and a Mesk floral motifs. Mesk Bangers red bruise. +1 empathy. In someone else's shoes. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motif sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Two decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Portable Harman Wuxi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone is siphoning electricity current from outside into this antenna. Mainframe. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems curious around the machine. Oh, can I drink more alcohol? I can. Wow. There we go.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but the machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area. Wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. You're right. You see a Viscerant play and print button on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back in his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Look inside the compartment. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in black marker, log, February to March. Interfacing. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Perception hearing. It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you? You look inside the core, but the tape of the filament you said log February to March. Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area. Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
You look inside it.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password.
No.
Encyclopedia. A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Half-light. That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress accident like the one in the DCA?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with? Sleep well, Fortress accident.
Her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Press print. Nothing happens.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard of Velete, say the password for a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety. I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends. In the interests of public safety, of course. Just tell me what's the password, step closer. Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez. Honestly, I just want to break into the radio computer, see what's on it.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, Essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Press play.
Good evening.
Let's try the password.
Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Sleep well.
Print. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read the printout. The first entry made on the 4th February 51 by an unknown author. It's short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like a place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case? Read the second entry.
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Read the second entry. 6th February 51. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near the place, that the church was spooky and riddled with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. Half-light. See, even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. Electrochemistry. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting. Oh, well, thank you very much, Vio. I'll see you sometime soon. I think I'll be back to streaming. Sunday night, maybe? I don't know. Somewhere around that time. All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a good night. Wait, narcotics? Look around the derelict building.
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
A drama. Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time here so often? Read the third entry. 7th February 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esker series, something advanced. Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Read the fourth entry. Mainframe, 8th February 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called SEMO for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sluislaw. What? I've heard that name somewhere else before. Started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused the data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. A data loss? Artists, programmers, Lexi. Who are all those people?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers...
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
5th entry. Mainframe, 12th February 51. Bought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the 6th entry. Mainframe, 25th February 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel the logging in the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks back to his right, towards the silence. Read the 7th entry. 28th February 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you. Read the 8th entry. The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them, no ripples. Read the 8th entry. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter. But now, it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Reaction speed. That disco man must be a cell. She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want me let inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. That's me. I was the one who broke into the radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Pleasance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
Interfacing, no. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. Read the 10th entry. Mainframe. March 51. A new 2M aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, and some canned air. Perception. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. Suna, the programmer. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. Interfacing. Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you, I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access Coalition military data links. We're here on a side case, representing certain music venue organizers. We're not just breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity.
There are no Coalition military data links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network.
Yes, I could. I'm a cybernetic god. I'm using the network to commandeer Coalition warship Archer. I will turn its cannons against its masters. You're right. I'm just a drunk cop. I don't know how to do anything interesting with radio computers.
That's nonsense. You're just a police officer.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machines whirl back to life.
Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Motorway south. The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder. For an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat. Swallow in, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
Bonuses: all intellect white checks unlocked. +1 island empire. The swallowing motion. There should be another one. Where is it? Fairweather T500. Bonuses from the thought. +2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armor. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor. Like maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it. Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you. More foreshadowing. Also, I have a point. Let me put it into something, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I want to put it in. Or a rhetoric. Maybe a logic. Logic is nice. I have 5 of those, 4 of those, 6 of the. Oh yeah, because I keep drinking all of the alcohol, I went from 2 points all the way up to 5. It was basically like 18 skill points for free. Now this is like my highest stat. It went from my lowest stat to my highest now. Thanks, alcohol. Might as well just go full volition. Sure, why not?
What is it?
The woman still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I? Hey, are you the lead programmer of Whirl Untethered by any chance? Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It doesn't look like a big loss to her.
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
Empathy. She doesn't seem too surprised to be recognized, rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. Sorry, but who are you?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal. Logic. Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager. Have you seen the Crab Man? Why are there so many machines in this place? What are you doing in an abandoned church? How do you feel about the hypnotic dance music?
No.
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you. He must have seen you. Sounds like you're not worried about him at all.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna? Point to it. What are you doing with your radio computer? What about these bowls of water over there?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
Wait, what?
RAIN prefect, my radio computer.
She explains. And that antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
No. I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything. Not really. I know a little. I don't really know much about anything in this world, to be honest.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
What's an on-air? Like the AR-1? Is it a good antenna?
On the front. The unified front of radio waves. Licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on-air means.
She waves her hand. Conceptualization. Like love. Like the AR-1?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
Empathy. She likes telling you this. It calms her nerves. What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
Perception sight. The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Volition. It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do, and you're not helping. What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my rain prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Rhetoric. Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers. Right, I'll try not to touch anything.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. Endurance. They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she? I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask. You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here. There have been complaints from your neighbors.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? Interfacing. She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? A hole in the world, what does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. Logic. That's a little above your pay grade at the moment. Hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for some science. I just want to solve a murder so I can go home.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the high-pitched black heights above you, but without much success. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out in the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Island Empire. Strange things may flourish in the dark. Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think Crabmen might somehow be responsible here?
No, I don't.
Empathy. She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the computer. You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about this scary 2mm hole in the world, for now.
Great. Thanks.
Hey, about that 2mm... God. How do you feel about the anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
Conceptualization. I bet she hasn't even heard it. Have you ever even listened to it, like actually listened? What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Same here. It just doesn't connect here. Tap to your heart. Not like disco does anyway. Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it?
Maybe
Disco.
I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, but how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build here?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice. A petting zoo, a place for animals. Maybe some community space to help the elderly. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for anodic dance music. They said it's their dream. A petting zoo.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to end stream there, because I'm getting quite tired. I still have a lot to do. I'm going on a trip and I'll be back again this weekend, probably Sunday night. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and have a good night.